following podcast contains adult themes, sexual content, and adult language. But would you rather have it any other way?
So welcome to the Would You Rather podcast, where we tackle some of the hardest, most offensive, usually awkward Would You Rather questions. Today's question is, would you rather fight all your friends once or fuck all of them once? Alright, I'm your host Meng, and today on panel we have the Queen of Mandra, Detective Burgoyne. Hi Carrie.
Hi.
That's quite an intro, eh?
It's pretty good. Queen of Mandra.
Yeah, the Queen of Mandra. I think that's a suitable title.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Door professional, unhinged as well.
Ooh, that's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Would I rather have one fight?
Yeah, so all your friends, you fight all of them once, or you have to fuck all of them once?
But what setting? Are they all... Doesn't matter.
What setting?
Yeah.
As in, like, what environment, or?
Yeah, like, are they all girls or are they all boys?
Oh, no, all your friends.
All my friends.
All your friends.
I'd probably just rather have one fight with them, but that's not sustainable.
But, I mean, it doesn't have to be, like, one right after the other, right? It could just be over a period of time. But I'm talking about, like, an actual fight. Like
fist fight?
Fist fights, yeah.
Oh, I'd probably rather fuck them all then.
Have you ever been in a fight with any of your friends before?
A fist fight?
Yeah, like a fist fight. No.
I've been in one fist fight.
Oh, yeah? How long ago was that?
When I was 18 at the Mandra nightclub.
What does it have a name? The Mandra nightclub?
It was Toucan. And this guy that I like, or that I was dating, fucking, whatever, his ex-girlfriend from high school didn't like that we were together, and she pushed me out of the way.
Oh, what you were dancing with him?
Oh, yeah, and then she, then I thought, oh, fuck this, I'm not getting pushed. Mm-hmm. And then I followed her down the stairs with my friend.
Oh, my God.
And then she had me on the ground and ripped, like, all my hair out. So that was
Wait, so you followed her, but she started it?
Yeah, she started because I was like, I'm not going to get hit by... She's like a local bitch.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
Real renowned for it. And now she's a big fat.
Okay. So she would have had the size on you as well?
Oh, she was skinny then.
Oh, okay.
But now she's like... She thought she was hot shit. But, yeah, so she pulled all of my hair out. She had me pinned on the ground. My friend was trying to get her off.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really punch. I pretty much got...
Okay. You just got wrecked. Okay, so she smashed you and you couldn't defend yourself.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And that was the one time?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I would have thought that, grew up in Mans.
No, I'm usually the getaway car.
Obviously, you've been in fights, not physical fights, but you've had fights with your friends, because everyone does, right? Mm. So what are they usually like? Is it just you being like really passive-aggressive, or...? It's
me usually lashing out and then pointing out their worst trait to make it even worse.
Do you do like that thing where you take stock? So all your friends, you have like this, this one thing about them that you keep in the back of your mind and go, okay, one day, if we have to have a fight about something, I'm just going to bring this up.
Yeah. I'm probably a little bit vindictive. I don't do that much anymore.
Oh, no, that's
I used
good.
to when I was younger.
Does it annoy you when people do it to you? Wait, do people do it to you?
Yeah.
Oh. And what are they usually, what's that thing that they usually bring up about you?
Various. That I pick stupid guys to go with.
Oh, that's not too bad, actually.
Yeah, or that I'm usually really bossy and tell them what to do.
Oh, okay.
I'm a bit of a control freak.
Sure.
So if I want to go, I'll go.
All right, yeah.
But, I mean, that's just...
Oh, those aren't actually too bad.
They're not that bad.
Yeah. That's actually not too bad.
Yeah, they're the only really things.
Oh, so you were never really, like, grew up with bullying or any of that kind of stuff?
Well, yeah, I got bullied in high school or in year 7.
Was it just the same person or the same group of people? Or was it just different?
Kind of the same group of people.
Was it because they didn't like you, or did you do something to this person?
I think because I got second runner-up champion girl.
What is that?
Like kids sports, I all of a sudden got really good. And then...
What sports? I imagine...
Just little, like, athletics.
Oh, okay, sure.
And then, but I mean, I don't know what happened. I don't remember why, but I didn't have any friends in year 7.
Oh, okay.
And then in year 8, all these girls just ganged up on me and said that I was bitching about them.
But you weren't?
But I think I can't really remember, but I think I was set up
okay.
by one person.
Okay, sure. Oh.
Yeah. So I'm not friends with those girls on Facebook.
And none of them have, like, come back, like, years later and have gone, oh, Carrie was so sorry.
And I've, like, found, like, letters that I've got from one of the girls.
That she had written back in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was quite interesting to read.
What? You kept it?
Yeah, I've got all my letters. I'm a bit of a hoarder.
Wait,
obviously, because
you have a bunch of letters?
Yeah. From, like, boys asking me out.
Oh, that's nice. I don't have any letters except, like, birthday cards.
No, I've got, like, a whole, like, bag.
Jesus.
Of letters. Poems.
Wow. You know what? That's probably, like, if I was a chick that went to your school and I was getting poems and love letters, I'd be pretty salty.
Yeah.
I'd want you out of the picture.
Yeah, so that's probably verbal fights, but not fist fights.
Okay. Do you reckon that's worse, though? Or do you think that getting punched in the face is worse than that?
Getting punched in the face is worse because you could kill them.
No shit. I've actually been punched in the face before. I've only ever been punched in the face once ever in my life. And this was back in uni.
Yeah.
It was actually someone that was in my group. So it was someone that was meant to be, like, a pretty good friend. And during this period, I think, like... I'm not sure if I was being a dick to this guy or not. Because I did like to troll a lot of my friends.
Troll on...
Just in real life.
Oh.
Because we went through this period where a lot of us were just making out with each other. It was a real experimental phase in our life. And, obviously some people can take a joke, some people can't.
Yeah.
And I thought he could take a joke, but obviously everyone has, like, a limit. Not everyone likes to be called, like, a faggot every day for, like, X amount of days.
So gay.
Yeah, pretty much. And one day we were drinking at the Tav. And I had to do an assignment or something, so I left and I went to go finish my assignment in another building. And my friend calls me up and he goes, John's really mad at you. And I was like, oh, okay, because I hadn't said anything that day, I don't think. And he goes, he wants to fight you. And I was like, what's his problem? And he's like, oh, he's drunk and he's really angry. I'm like, okay then. And then I hung up. And this is the thing, I held this against him for a very long time, but my friend Simon, the life ruiner. Simon, the life ruiner.
Man.
This guy, he drove this guy all the way from the Tav to this other building because he wanted to see it. John got out. Before he came to the building, he keyed my car. And then I came downstairs and I remember he was saying some stuff to me. I can't remember what it was, but it's probably like, why are you teasing me or why are you giving me shit? Something really whingy. And then he just landed a punch because he's left-handed, so he landed a left punch. And before that time, I was thinking in my head, like, if this guy punches me, I'm going to punch him back.
Yeah.
Okay, like, I had this, like, mentality in my head, okay, I'm going to punch him back. But then it happened, and I was kind of, like, just... It didn't really hurt, but it was like a shock, right? Because no one's ever done that. No. So I was just like, what the fuck? And I didn't say anything. I just turned around and I walked off. In hindsight, that was like the moral high ground, right? That was the morally right thing to do. But I kind of regret not just, giving one back.
But you probably did the right thing because you probably would have smashed him.
Yeah. But now I'm never going to know what that feels like, right? Because I feel like that was like a once-off opportunity that I would have had.
Yeah.
get into an actual fight with someone?
They're not very nice, though, fights. Punching fights.
No, but they do look entertaining as fuck, right?
So, do you still speak to that guy?
No.
No.
He later turned out to be like a real creep, and he did some things.
Yeah.
So he isn't really part of the group anymore.
Yeah.
So it worked out, I guess, but
Yeah.
I don't really see him at all.
So you probably just picked out that he was a bit off anyway. That's
Yeah,
why
and
you
that's
were
the thing, like,
chasing him.
most of my friends, like, you know, they can take a joke, so for someone to go over the edge because they can't take the heat, then we probably weren't destined to be friends for very
You need a
long.
nerve.
Maybe.
Yep.
Possibly.
A
Right.
faggot nerve. Is that what you said to him?
What? So,
You called him a faggot, didn't you?
probably something along those lines. But I mean, you know, it's something where you should be able to give as much as you can take, you know.
Yep.
I would have been fine if you called me a faggot. I would have reveled in it.
Pretty funny.
So I'm kind of in the same vein, and like I would choose to fuck with my friends then, right?
Yeah.
But do you have any, like, do you think that comes with some sort of like
Consequence.
yeah, major consequences actually?
Well, if it wasn't very good, we probably couldn't be friends again.
Really?
I wouldn't know.
It's one of those things like you'd have to experience it, right?
Yeah, and I have never fucked any of my friends.
Really?
Nah.
Never?
Nah.
So all the guys you've ever been with have always been like external third party, like friends of friends and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you...
Maybe one or two, and then we don't talk anymore. It doesn't end well.
Wow, what
if
the
it doesn't
fuck?
end well. Or like, some guys get awkward.
Oh, okay. So it was a matter of him like being weird about it,
Yeah.
and then okay.
I'd be alright with it.
Okay, sure.
But, yeah.
Do you think that it would make more of an impact or do you think there'd be a big difference between hooking up with a friend that's a guy and hooking up with a friend that's a chick? Because I mean, I can imagine that.
I think girls would be probably easier because guys are just weird about it. But I mean, I really don't know. But I mean, everything has a consequence.
Would you ever think that it could, you know, give a really good outcome, like a really positive outcome?
Well-
Like you come out of it and you're like, hey,
There's this
No.
one guy that everyone from Mandurah wants me to be with.
oh really?
Well,
How come?
because we're the only two single ones left.
What? In all of Mandurah, you two are like
Well,
the
like
only
out
sing-
of our group.
Oh,
kind
okay,
of
sure.
thing.
Yeah.
And there's no way that I'd ever go there because
That's why he's unattractive.
he's fine, but like he's indecisive. He always like asks what I want to do. I'm like,
Oh,
what do
okay.
you want to do? What do you want to do now? Like, can't even be assertive in what he wants to do.
Sure.
And if he did like me, he hasn't even been assertive in that way.
Okay, sure.
So, yeah.
So in this scenario, right? If,
People have to man up.
right. Right, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, he's way in the friend zone. I wouldn't go there.
Fair enough. So, you know, considering everyone that is in the friend zone, if you did fuck every one of them out of that pool, what percentage of people do you think you would still be friends with afterwards?
I'd say 70%.
Wow, what the fuck, really?
Yeah.
That's super high.
If you didn't make a big deal out of it
Sure.
or overanalyze it
Yeah,
and
right.
just fucked him and left and didn't stay over the night, you're fine.
Okay.
Or cook them breakfast.
I kind of feel like it's more of like a weird experience if it's someone of the same sex, especially if you're both heterosexual, right? Because there has to be a point where at the beginning it's sort of interesting because it's like the curiosity factor, like what's it like? But then afterwards it's probably like, okay, this is probably a bit weird now.
Yeah.
Right?
You'd have to be really intoxicated
Yeah.
for it to happen.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if it happened naturally, you would probably be gay if it was same sex or bisexual.
Yeah, it could just be really fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had like I want to use the term a lesbian experience. I feel like I don't know, that sounds so cliche, but like
No.
no?
No.
Hey, you've never had the curiosity either, eh?
No. Not that I remember anyway. Disclaimer. Maybe when I was younger, but like that's just messing around.
Right.
But nothing since I'm 39 years old.
There's no scissoring or anything like that.
No scissoring.
Dude, I love that term. I love like the whole concept of it.
Scissoring.
Yeah. I like doing it with my hands as well.
Did you not know what it was until I told you?
No. I actually learned from that show. What was it? The L Word. The L Word. Yeah, that when that show came on SBS. That's the first time I think I heard it, and I was just so fascinated with it.
Yeah, it's a good word.
Yeah, the concept is so good. But here's my thing, right? Which is the one thing I'd be most worried about is if I'm in this place now where we've decided, okay, I have to have sex with all my friends. Am I going to have to be the giver or the receiver with all my guy friends now?
Well,
right, because then that's real negotiation that's to happen.
It just depends who took charge first, I guess.
I feel like there have to be like a wrestling match, and then the winner of the wrestling match would have to be the top. Yeah.
Or flip a coin. So that's even.
So it's just fair.
Yeah. Because then I don't know what's worse. If you were straight and you had to have sex with your man friends.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, I think most straight guys would go,
I'd take a big giver.
Yeah, big giver, right?
Or get a head job from them because they just wanted a little one.
Yeah. But here's my reverse logic of that, is that how is getting a dick up your ass any different from just, getting like a finger up your ass or something, right? Like, I mean, it's just, I think it's only awkward if they come your ass, and then I think that's the only difference between that and finger. But with the whole relationship aspect, okay, because I was really surprised that you said 70%, because I feel like in most instances, most people would feel like, I would probably lose half my friends or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people don't have the capacity to kind of have a really strange experience like that, and then come away from it and just be like, oh yeah, that was something.
I know that it's happened to a couple of our friends.
Okay, yeah.
And they're all still friends. So I know, I mean, I guess if you've got that solid foundation friendship and it just happened.
Yep.
And you just acted normal and never spoke of it again.
Yep.
It would be fun.
Does that happen within...
Well, because every guy thinks they've got a chance to sleep with a girl until he gets knocked back.
Okay, right. Well, isn't that the same in the reverse order?
Yeah, I guess.
Don't all chicks think that as well?
Well, we don't really think like that. Guys do.
What do women think like?
Well, if we like somebody, we'll become friends with them and start the friendship.
Okay.
Well, that's what I would do.
Wait, but I mean, that kind of goes directly against what you said before, right? Which was that you don't hook up with your friends.
No, but I mean, just in general. I was speaking in general.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, fair enough. So it's like is that because it's a safety thing?
Maybe, yeah.
And at what point do you think about like, do you have that thought with all your friends, like when you first meet them and then you decide, okay, whether or not this person is boom in the friend zone or if this is like a romantic interest, what's the time frame before you can establish that usually?
I guess any longer than 3 months and you haven't hooked up, it's the friend zone.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Because you don't know, because some guys are just really nice.
Sure.
And do pay attention, or maybe secretly gay and they don't know. And like message you back and forth. You're like, oh, he must like me, but then when you go in for the kill.
Right, yep.
Sorry.
It's like, right. But, I mean, it could also be...
Speaking from experience.
Have you had that experience where...
Just recently, I met this guy and I thought, we got along really well, we hung out heaps of times, messaged during the week, went out on the weekend. He's just maybe a flirty guy.
Oh, okay.
But whatever. But, yeah, friend zone. Because it took longer than 3 months. I mean, we were friends before I said, oh, you can take me out if you want.
Sure. Right.
He's like, oh, you're a really nice girl, but you're a really good friend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I should have gone in for the kills straight away.
I didn't realise that there was a time limit. Like, for guys, I can understand for women there would be a time limit in terms of, if this is going to happen.
Or maybe he just wasn't interested in me, but you wouldn't spend that much time texting.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I mean, I hate texting. I rather call, as you know.
Yeah, correct. And you don't understand all the stuff I type as well. I had this theory for a very long time, right? Which was the the friend zone and between the friend zone and what do you call it? But what's the opposite of the friend zone? What would you call that term?
Possible lay zone. I just made that up. I'm not sure.
We'll go with that. So with the difference between like the friend zone and the possible lay zone, or a possible future partner zone.
Yeah, I
right?
guess. Yeah.
I always imagined it like two ladders, right? And so the higher you up on one ladder, the harder it is to jump over to the other ladder, if that makes sense. So if you are really high up on the friends ladder, right? If you jump, the risk is greater because like you have like a lot further to fall. Yeah, right? Yeah. There's like a longer distance to fall, essentially. Whereas like when you first start out and if you want to jump across, you know, if you've been fucking, you want to be friends, or if you've been friends and you want something serious, when it's early on, there's less of a risk, right? So I just imagine like in the time period between two people, it's like you're just climbing a ladder and now you have to decide which ladder you want to stay on or if you want to jump.
Yeah, and it's a risk some people have to take.
I do get worried though about fighting, right? Because fighting is one of those things where I feel it's not so much about how you would react, but it's more about how everyone else will react in that situation,
and
right?
all the consequences.
Yeah, right? Because when you get into a fight with a friend, people are sort of forced to take sides, and it's kind of like an awkward situation.
Well, we don't really take sides.
Really?
Yeah. So if I'm fighting with one of my mates and we've got mutual friends, we still talk to each other. Like,
okay.
That hasn't happened for years. Like, I mean, when you're in high school and a bit younger, sure, take sides.
Yep.
But now that we're older, they still have the same friendship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I guess I've got a good set of friends.
No, that's really healthy.
Yeah.
So you've never had that experience where like you're in a group and then someone just gets shunned from the group?
Well, no, because I stopped seeing one of my friends last year in March, and my other friend is friends with her as well.
Sure.
She still sees her, and I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
So we don't take sides.
Oh no, that's really good. I feel like that's sort of how things should be, but it gets more difficult when the groups get bigger.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And realistically, like, that's how I would like to imagine, like, a healthy group would work. But having said that, there's also the element of, like, of selfishness, I guess. Like, before, when me and this guy, obviously we had this falling out, I never really said that, okay, you know, you guys shouldn't hang out with this guy or we should shun this guy. But all my actions did determine that was the case. And I did have those feelings of being sort of angry or upset if, you know, my friends would choose to hang with this guy on a regular basis or something similar. And that's something that logically I know that it shouldn't affect everyone else's relationship with each of us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of like...
punch you in the face.
Yeah, true.
It's violence.
Okay, so that's the line, is it?
I guess so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think in terms of seriousness, punching, like if someone were to punch you in the face and if someone were to sleep with your girlfriend or boyfriend, which one's the worst case?
A punch in the face.
Oh, wow. Okay. Why is that? Because it's just straight up violence, or?
Yeah, and people get feelings sometimes. Sometimes they may want to...
Okay, so it's one of those things where you're like, okay, you can't...
As long as I got told that it happened, I wouldn't be angry.
Wow. That's super mature.
Well...
And that's
you're
really
not meant to be with one person for the rest of your life, really. That's my thought, anyway.
Right. Because you don't believe in it.
But just as long as I knew and it wasn't like a dirty secret.
Sure.
But if it was a dirty secret, then they're probably both even, just as bad as each other.
Okay, so it's one of those things where if they kept it to themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, so...
Honesty's the best policy.
Okay, but if they kept it to themselves, that's usually because, like, there's, like, a sense of guilt, right? Whereas...
I mean, they shouldn't be guilty about it because they did it and they wanted to do it, so...
Right. So if they came out and said it, in your mind, it's kind of like, oh, they don't feel guilty about it. It was just they really wanted this, and so therefore there shouldn't be any hard feelings about it.
And, like, thanks for the invite.
Oh, wow. That's pretty fucking amazing.
Well...
Because, I mean, it'd be hard to imagine that if I asked this question to, like, 100 people, that more than 99% of these people wouldn't be really salty about it.
Yeah, but I reckon if you did ask them to that, probably, like, 80% of them have cheated on their partners.
Oh, fair enough.
I would say.
Okay. So it's just whichever
people
one is
very
like...
honest.
Oh, Okay, fair enough.
I'm pretty
But I
old.
mean, like, isn't someone like understanding their feelings and then wanting to punch you in the face? Isn't that like a sense of honesty as well?
Yeah, I guess, but it's
It's just the way that it is carried out. Yeah.
yeah, and they could kill you. One punch.
Have you known anyone that's
Done one punch?
Yep.
No.
Or been the victim of? Or have you seen it?
Oh yeah, I've seen, but not. They haven't died.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah, growing up, the guys that we hung out with would pick fights
Sure.
over nothing.
Okay.
Staunch.
Right.
Andra. Bikies.
And you never liked that.
Well, that's why I was a getaway car. I would just remove myself from the situation
Oh,
and wait
okay.
for them to come and take them away.
Did you ever have any friends or like affiliations where they thought that was really hot? Where they see this and be like, yeah, that's...
What?
Where they would see it, where they would approve of that behaviour and be like, oh yeah, that's really hot, you know, like...
Yeah, or they would, they would encourage each other to fight.
Yeah.
Bogans.
That
This
man-
is when we were younger though, like 18
Right.
to 20s.
Sure. And are you still friends with any of those guys?
Yeah, a few of them.
And do they look back on that and was like, oh, man, I was such an idiot? Or is this one of those things that they're quite still proud of?
Yeah, I'd say they'd be still proud of it. We don't speak about it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't bring it up,
Okay, fair enough.
but yeah.
I guess if no one's died from it, there isn't like
Yeah.
any sense of guilt or anything. It's kind of like, oh, that's just...
And it's probably just over a chick.
Yeah, most fights are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to just play through a scenario, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, if they didn't know, okay? So if one of the conditions was that your friend isn't meant to know that this was something that you had to do, this was a choice you had to make, whether to fight them or to fuck them, and whatever your choice was, I think it was to fuck them, you aren't allowed to tell them that. How would you approach that situation?
I'm not allowed to tell them.
You're not allowed to tell them.
I would liquor them up.
Okay, booze them up.
Maybe Rohypnol. Jokes.
Actually, I mean,
Well, maybe a Xanax or something just to get them relaxed.
do you think there's like an element of like an ego or pride here? If they were like more willing to with the idea?
Well, I really don't know the answer.
Sure.
But I mean, if I had to seduce them, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I would give them a Xanax.
I asked
Not
this,
joking.
No. I asked this because these are your friends, right? So technically you should know what makes them tick. You should know their likes, dislikes.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like, in the end, if it's a matter of trying to seduce them, it's kind of like a test of how well, right? You know,
Yeah.
right, which buttons to push, what to say, the things to do.
Yeah.
Right. Would you feel bad if you couldn't succeed in seducing one of your friends in this scenario?
Would I feel bad?
Yeah. Knowing that okay, this is the mission that you have.
If I got shot down,
Yeah.
I would make a joke of it.
Okay.
Just laugh it off.
And then rape them.
Yeah, probably.
I wonder, like, I was trying to imagine the kind of strategy I would take in this, right? Because I think the number one strategy is obviously to get them drunk. I feel
Yeah.
like that's always like the easiest pathway, right? Alcohol
And
or
then
drugs.
a Xanax, half a Xanax to make them relaxed.
Or, you know, an Eki, you know, just...
Or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, or whatever, right? But I'm trying to think, like, now, once they're in a state of, like, not thinking
You
clearly.
would just have to go in for the kill.
See, this is what I struggle with, right? Is whether or not that
You couldn't
there's...
ask.
You think so? You don't think you could just kind of
Nah.
slowly schmooze your way into it? You just got to...
Yeah.
Boom?
I hate it when guys ask me to kiss them.
Really?
Yeah, it's lame.
I mean, I think that's polite, though, isn't it? Like...
If it's there, it's there.
But here's the thing though, right? They'd have to be really confident that you were at least somewhat into it. Otherwise, if they just went in for it and you were not interested at all, that's got like a bit of like a rapey vibe to it, doesn't
I
it?
guess. But
Has that ever happened?
what?
Where like a guy came in and like you weren't interested at all and they went straight in for the kill.
Oh, yeah, I guess someone's caught me by surprise once, but it was reciprocal, so...
Oh, okay, sure.
Because you would just know.
Right.
But unless they're really drunk teenage, that's where it could get the rapey vibe. If you just went in for the kill.
I feel like the age doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
with the whole
does.
rapey vibe.
Because I guess not, but like if you're older, you got more sense about you, and you can read girls' signals. I got asked if the guy could kiss me last Friday night on the door.
Aw.
I'm like, I'm working, dude. Here's my business card. True story. But like, I couldn't kiss him. I had only talked to him when he was leaving.
All right, sure.
So it was just a bit weird. He went in.
Yeah, and then he asked. He went in and then he asked. Oh, okay. Do you think there's like a right way to do it though?
I don't know. Just depends how much confidence the other person has.
Thing is that I find that it's kind of fucked up that it's not the other way around. Like, you don't really usually see chicks that ask, right? And that's kind of, I don't know, I feel that's kind of sexist. I like the concept, right, of if someone asks, I think just, maybe that's like the Asian in me, like the politeness factor, like,
maybe.
Man talk. Just take it if you want it, just take it.
May I take you for tea ceremony?
Tea ceremony in your mouth. Yeah, so you've never asked yourself then?
I might. I'll do it tonight. I'm working tonight, so I reckon guys would go, yeah, because every guy thinks they've got a chance to fuck a girl before they get shut down.
Right, okay, right, sure, it's that mentality. That's fair enough.
Or normal jock guy has a chance.
I think it's like, it's one of those things where it's an establishment of alphaness, right? Like if you're asking, it's kind of like as soon as you ask, you establish like there's like a ranking system or something.
Yeah.
Right. So like if I asked you, I'm already going, okay, so I'm here and then you're up here, so I have to request, right? Because if I'm the alpha, I wouldn't have the need to request. I can just go boom, and I take what's mine. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Which is interesting, right? Because when people like talk about gender roles or all that kind of stuff, and everyone always says like, you know, why are women so discriminated, or like why they're always like seen as a second class citizen and stuff. But when it comes to anything like this, it's always the opposite. It's always the guys to request. That's kind of,
which is sexist.
Yeah, and I don't think I would ask actually if it was my friend.
Nah. It's going for the kill.
Yeah. Just fucking.
Because it would be too awkward.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. So. With the final, I want to do like a final, final wrap. After considering it seriously.
Yeah. I'd probably punch them out.
Yeah.
No jokes. I would seduce them.
Yeah.
Drug them up.
But here's the thing: have you ever fantasized about what it'd be like just to punch one of your friends just once? Just once, just to know what it felt. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Of course not. Yeah. But the fantasy exists, right? I feel like most people have that fantasy before.
Yeah. Because sometimes people piss you off.
Yeah. Also, I just want to know what their reaction will be like. Like, I think it was part of the fantasy. Like, okay, what would happen then afterwards?
You'd probably go have a drink. You're really good friends.
Yeah.
They probably deserved it if you're going to punch them.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I'm 100% with you. I would also choose fuck. Yeah, I think the whole violence thing, I'm kind of on the same train with you as well.
Yeah.
Violence is kind of like a friendship killer in most instances, whereas if you have sex, to see your friends naked and for them to see you naked, that can only strengthen your relationship. Yeah.
Well, girls get changed in front of each other, so we've already...
Yeah. I feel like guys should be able to do that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free bullet.
Yeah. Okay, all right, so thanks, Carrie, for coming on today.
Thanks, Meng.
Next week, we'll have a new question and new people. As always, you can follow us on Facebook, Would Rather, on Twitter, Would Rather, as well as Instagram at Would Rather Official. All episodes will be up on the website, woodrather.com, on iTunes, or wherever else you get your podcast from. Podcast Addicts is actually a really good app for Android. I've been using that. Until then, catch you later.